In this video, you'll see how to find powers of products and quotients. So we want to review some of our exponent rules. This first example here, if we are multiplying powers that have the same base, 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 3rd, remember we want to add those exponents. This becomes 3 to the 7th. So if I have n to the 5th times n to the 12th, I'm going to add these two exponents. That's n to the 17th. If I'm raising a power to a power, so if I have 5 squared in parentheses here, and I'm raising that all to the 6th power, right, I'm going to multiply these two exponents, 5 to the 12th. And g to the 3rd, all of that raised to the 5th power, I'm going to multiply those exponents, g to the 15th. So let's look at powers of products. I want to simplify 4m squared in parentheses, and I want to raise that to the 3rd power. So what does that really mean? Well, when I'm raising this to the 3rd power, it's 4m squared times 4m squared times 4m squared. And I need to remember, I can rearrange all this. This is just 4 times 4 times 4 times m squared times m squared times m squared. I can rearrange all this. I can change the order that I'm multiplying because of the commutative property of multiplication. So really, this is 4 to the 3rd. Then m squared times m squared times m squared. That's really m to the 6th. Can simplify this a little bit more. 4 to the 3rd power. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. M to the 6th. And notice here, if I took this 3 and I multiplied it here, this is 4 to the 1st. So 1 times 3 is 3. That's where the 4 to the 3rd comes in. And 3 times 2 is 6. That's how we get m to the 6th. Alright, if I have x to the 4th times y to the 3rd, I'm raising all of that to the 4th power. That means I'm using x to the 4th, y to the 3rd as a factor 4 times. And then, if I want to, I can rearrange this. This is x to the 4th times x to the 4th times x to the 4th times x to the 4th. And then y to the 3rd times y to the 3rd times y to the 3rd times y to the 3rd. I just rearranged all my factors here. And then I remember multiplying powers with the same base. I can just add up these exponents. This is x to the 16th, y to the 3, 6, 9, 12, y to the 12th. But again, notice, right, a shortcut would be just multiplying this 4 times 4 and this 4 times 3. So our rule for finding powers of products, what we want to do is we want to raise a product to a power. We raise each factor to the power outside the parentheses. And that just means we're going to multiply those exponents. So just as a couple of samples here, 5 times 4 to the 3rd would be 5 to the 3rd times 4 to the 3rd would be one way to solve it. AB to the m power is going to be a to the m, b to the m. Let's look at powers of quotients. 3 over b squared. That is really just like writing 3 over b times 3 over b. And if I wanted to simplify this, this would be 3 squared over b squared. And I can simplify that a little bit more. 9 over b squared. Notice I am just squaring the numerator and also squaring the denominator here. If I have 1 over 3x squared, and I'm raising all of this to the 3rd power, well, really, all that is 1 over 3x squared used as a factor 3 times. Well, what this is going to get me is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. X squared times x squared times x squared, x to the 6th. And again, I'm using this 3. I'm raising the 1 to the 3rd, which is just 1. 3 to the 3rd is 27. And x squared, raising that to the 3rd power, is x to the 6th. So my rule, find power of a quotient. To raise a quotient to a power, we raise both the numerator and denominator to that power. So we can see a couple examples here. 5 over 4 raised to the 3rd is 5 to the 3rd over 4 to the 3rd. And a over b to the m power is a to the m over b to the m. Alright, here are a few practice problems. G to the fourth h squared to the third power. I just want to take this third power and I'm going to multiply it by every exponent in this product here. So g to the fourth, if I raise that to the third power, that's g to the 12th. H squared to the third power is just h to the 6th. Likewise here, I want to raise everything in this product to the third power. So 4 to the first power, if I raise that to the third power, is just 4 to the third. B to the fourth to the third is b to the 12th. C squared to the third is c to the 6th. And here I just get d to the third. I can simplify this a little bit more. 4 to the third is 64. B to the 12th, c to the 6th, d to the third. Last two here. Raising these quotients to a power, I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the power outside the parentheses there. Y to the fifth to the fourth is y to the 20th. And z raised to the fourth power is just z to the fourth. This last one, a little bit tricky. You see here in parentheses, you can actually simplify something. And I think it's easier to work this problem if we simplify what's in parentheses first. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my 3, that 3 here, coefficient can't be simplified. See, I have m to the third in the numerator, m to the fifth in the denominator. Well, if we recall, that means when all those m's cancel out, I'll be left with m squared in the denominator. Then I have n to the 6th in the numerator and 1 n there in the denominator, leaving me with n to the 5th in the numerator. All of this is raised to the 4th power. So I'm just going to take my exponent here and raise it to each of factors in my numerator and to my denominator. So I'm going to end up with 3 to the 4th, n to the 5th to the 4th. I'm going to multiply those two is n to the 20th. M squared to the 4th, multiply those two, m to the 8th. I can further simplify this. 3 to the 4th, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 27 times 3 is 81, n to the 20th over m to the 8th. And that's how we find powers of products and quotients.